It has just gone past 9:15, and it's going to be a very warm welcome to our next guest joining us here on the Saturday Morning Barrel for the first time in a couple of years, but we definitely do love his involvement here on KC Radio. Good morning, Garry O'Sullivan, the Northern Blues General Manager, and thank you for joining us once again.
Hey, thanks, mate. No worries. Glad to be on board this morning.
Yes, I was just saying during the first hour of the program what you did for KC Radio back in the day, taking us under your wing just a little bit and offering us the opportunity to go and broadcast some games at Preston. And you look over that time and the competition has changed so much, and even your football club, going from the Bull Ants and on the knees of Preston Football Club to where you are now, the Northern Blues, a brand new identity and a chance to still play in the finals. The club has made some major changes, but still that club is very strong.
Yeah, well, look, we'd like to think so. We are still, our history and our roots are the Preston Football Club / Northern Bull Ants, now Northern Blues. So the heart's still beating as far as the northern suburbs and the Preston Football Club is concerned. We, as a matter of course, we had to make some changes, as some clubs have. You think of the old Springvale, and of course now Springvale Scorpions, now Casey Scorpions, and Box Hill Hawks. So it's not as though it was a big surprise that we went down that track with our alignment partner Carlton. But look, we're a chance. We know we've got a very hard run home beginning today with our last 4 games, but we certainly can get in the 8 if we do the right thing by ourselves. But we're certainly up against 4 quality sides, and our first big test comes today, Casey, which over the journey since Casey Fields has been in operation, we haven't had a great history here. But anyway, we'll see what happens today.
Good morning, Gary. It's Jared here, and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jared.
As you said, the season's been made pretty hard for yourselves. You've played in spurts this year. You've won your first 3, I think it was, and lost your next 4.
Yes, and then won the next 3, and then lost the immediate game after that. So look, we've been up and down, and as all the line clubs know, it can be out of your hands a little bit. Try as much as you may. You're serving 2 masters. In our case, Carlton Football Club, and of course us. Carlton's had a wretched run of injuries through the year. We lose some players at different times, but that's the landscape, and we're used to that. But and we wouldn't have it any other way. However, we have our performances have fluctuated, and but we're sort of still given ourselves a chance, and if we can consolidate some good form, we still might be an outside chance to get some finals action in September.
Now, you were just talking about that before, and another big loss for your club is Jared Casey out for the rest of the season.
Yes, Case, we love it when he plays with us. He brings a massive competitive spirit. He's a very robust, hard-edged player, and it's a real shame we've lost him for the year. But look, if we can sneak through, you never know. Matthew Cruiser may become available for us, who has only played 1 game this year, and he's only a week away, may even play next week. If we get in, you never know, we might have a Cruiser on our side. So, and that's certainly an exciting proposition for us. But obviously, we've got to get there to give ourselves a chance.
And Gary, looking at your list and going in, or looking at the last couple of seasons, one thing that I guess the Blues could be proud of is the fact that you're able to blood some genuine talent. Unfortunately, that talent went and joined Williamstown. You lost 3 key pieces to that. We know, because we've been involved with the VFL for so long. You're only as strong as your VFL list. And when you've unearthed Nick Meese, Adam Marcon, and young Lambert, and they leave the club, what sort of hole was that left for you to try and build as a general manager? Because I know you have a genuine eye for talent, and you spend a lot of time working with your partners and other people in the northern suburbs to generate that list. But they were 3 big holes you had to fill.
Now, Kane, I was enjoying the interview until you brought that up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had to ask.
No, mate, that's fine. Look, we know every now and again that part of football rears its head, and we were devastated, to say the least, that those 4 local boys. There was Tim Curry, Nick Meese, Kane Lambert, Adam Marcon, decided to leave our club through no look, they had their reasons. There was no angst. There was no negativity between any of the players. They just thought that, in a couple of cases, they might get a better chance to be drafted if they go to a standalone club. But yeah, it just left a massive hole. We're talking about the Ruckman of the Year in 2012, Nick Meese. We're talking about our 2012 Best and Fairest winner, Adam Marcon, our 2013 Best and Fairest winner, Kane Lambert, and an up-and-coming young tall Tim Curry. So it was a real big uppercut for us. But, we've moved on from that. We've actually got Williamstown next week, so it's going to be an interesting day down there next Sunday. But and ironically, we played Willie in round one at the start of the season, where we knocked them over and had a ripper win from behind, coming from behind. But yeah, look, we've unearthed some other good boys, which we're very proud of. And this time last year, we probably didn't think they were at senior level just yet. But a kid called Sam Catapan, number 22, a little robust, strong midfielder. He came into our side at round 2 as a 23rd player and has not missed a beat since. He's played every game since, and he's probably the equal of any of our midfielders, and would be right up there with their best and fairest. So he gets an opportunity, and if Kane and Adam and those guys were still here, I'm sure a boy like Sam may not have got a look in. So, yep, you lose them, but over time you can replace them, and we certainly feel as though we've got some really good stocks to fall back on, but yeah, it was a real bleak sort of Christmas period when we knew that those boys were leaving us. But as I said earlier, we get over it, we move on, and we still find ourselves in a good chance to hopefully attack some finals.
Well, Gary, I'll play good cop, and Northern Blues are given a great opportunity to an ex-Geelong Falcon, Fraser Russell. Can you tell us a bit about him?
Yeah, well, look, I don't really know a lot about him. It happened over the last couple of weeks. I think he signed up as a Category B rookie for next year, and a few of the clubs have done that. I think one of the criteria is that they haven't played football for quite a while. Fraser hasn't played since 2010. He was a Geelong Falcons boy. He went and he was on the radar, I'm told, with a lot of clubs back then, but wasn't drafted, but then went into athletics. And I think he was an 800 or 400 or 800 metre specialist. He's a very fit young lad. Today he'll be playing in the senior side, so it's going to be a fairly big ask for him. But hopefully he's had a fairly solid base of training for about the last month and a half, I think, with Carlton. So today it's his initiation into VFL footy. It's going to be an interesting, I suppose, thing to see how he'll go. But we're confident that he should do all right, and we certainly back in what Carlton are doing with him, and hopefully he can contribute today.
Well, no doubt. He did step into elite running for the last 4 years, so he'll have a good physical base, fitness base to go into. It's just match fitness now, really, isn't it?
Well, that's right. Yeah, look, you can't replicate that, just at the drop of a hat. But and the terrific. It's a great ground down here. Very open, wide expanses, and if we can get the football to him, we might be able to see some of that. Those running capabilities that he's got. But look, we're not expecting too much from him, as long as he can contribute and get through the game and start his campaign with the mighty Navy Blues. We'll be happy for him.
And another young player who will play his second consecutive AFL match, Liam Hunt from the Gippsland Power.
Liam's a Northern Knights boy. He's a local boy from the Northern Knights. So he's a 19-year-old. He's been doing well with the Knights all year, and a 19-year-old. So he impressed against Werribee at our last outing, had about 17, 18 possessions, and we feel very confident that he's at this level. And there might be a chance that he's on the radar for a few clubs come the draft.
And Gary, how are things off the field for the Northern Blues? I know We've been covering the Casey Scorpions week in and week out, and we often speak to their management, and they're always talking about, I would love a few extra volunteers, and the people that put their hands up during the game day is fantastic. I know John Barry has stepped down as president of Frankston during the week, and there was a plea coming from the Frankston Football Club to try and get some new volunteers. How does a team like the Northern Blues go in terms of, volunteers and match day? Are you still doing as much as you were back in the day when you used to be a runner in the reserves and opening the gates and getting the records out and making sure the pies were warm before you could actually relax and watch the seniors? Has it changed down there with more support?
Oh yeah, look, we've got, and like every club, I'm sure, has a wonderful band of volunteers, and I'm biased, of course, but I just can't believe the work that our guys do. I'm down here at Casey now, and I arrived, 15 minutes ago, and as soon as my car was close to the gate, an army of volunteers come out to help me unload and that sort of stuff. And, these people are from the northern suburbs that jumped on the bus and want to help. And we wouldn't survive without them. We've got a wonderful, loyal band of volunteers that do all sorts of jobs for us. And at this level of football, you certainly have to rely on them. We're not at that level where you can just sit back and things just happen. It takes a lot of work from a lot of people, and it's sort of one in all in here, and we've got great support. Look, you can always look for a bit more help, but we certainly feel that we're blessed with what we have at the Northern Blues by way of our volunteers, and we love to recognise them and acknowledge them year in, year out, and sometimes you want to strangle them, but most of the times you want to cuddle them, because they are just such a valuable commodity to clubs like us in the VFL.
Now, for the younger boys in the side, when you had Chris Judd running around for a few weeks, what was it like for them playing with him?
It was priceless. It was absolutely priceless. The day that Juddy played, first and foremost, the crowd was enormous, which was great for the club coffers. Juddy embraced the day. Nothing was a problem to him. He just wanted to be Chris Judd, Northern Blues player for the day. Juddy's now an official past player of the Northern Blues, so we'll send him all the literature when we have our past players functions.
What about the memorabilia? Is that up there?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, look, it was terrific. And look, the Carlton boys love playing with him too. Don't worry about that. You ask Mark Murphy or Bryce Gibbs if they want Chris Judd to continue. They just love playing with the bloke. And of course, needless to say, he was just wonderful with us. And the experience for our players, young and old, was just you just couldn't put a value on it. And I'll never forget the image of when we won in the rooms, and Juddy got in the middle and got the Powerade shower and sung the song and embraced the young bloke playing his first senior game, another 19-year-old from the Northern Knights, Jordan Perry. The pictures and the memories for that young man and for our club, are just enormous. And his parents just couldn't believe it, that he's in there, the middle of the circle, arm around Chris Judd, getting showered by Powerade, singing the Northern Blues theme song. It was just great.
People kind of forget that just a little bit, just what sort of impact someone like Chris Judd can have, even if it's just for the day. Gary, we've had a close relationship during the years, and I've seen you've built the club off the field just dramatically, and one thing that the Northern Blues could be proud of is the fact you've been pioneers. You're one of the first clubs to introduce a corporate area for sponsors and made sure they were catered for and looked after, and now we see the developments like at Trevor Barker Oval and Casey Fields, where clubs have really thought, well, we've got to look after some of our front line. But you guys have been pioneers. Have you got any people out there that have been behind the Northern Blues this season you'd like to make mention of?
Oh, look, we've got, you sort of, if you start thanking some people, you think, oh my gosh, I'd forget someone else. But look, as Casey would have, we've got a terrific array of sponsors and supporters. That is certainly one area of the club that, you can always do with more, but at our level. But yeah, a lot of us have been able to improve our facilities. We have to play half our games at Vizzy and some at Preston still, which is great. And we enjoy coming here to Casey. The facilities here are terrific. and that we're always, importantly the ground is great, but everything else is terrific here. But look, it's just if you just pay tribute to all the people that support clubs at our level, and whether they're a $2,000 sponsor, up to a $15,000, $20,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 sponsor, they all mean a lot to clubs like us in the VFL, and we certainly acknowledge their support and the part that they play in it. And of course, organisations like yourselves, getting the brand out there on the radio and ABC TV and Casey Radio, putting all that together, it's terrific for our competition, and the club certainly acknowledge that. And you may say, yeah, we do a good job, but you guys do a great job too, and bringing VFL football on the radio on the weekend, it's fantastic. So I think everyone needs a pat on the back.
Gary, thank you so much for those kind words. Before we let you go this morning to enjoy those very brisk conditions at Casey Fields, hopefully the coffee truck set up one of the first things there so you can get a nice coffee. Any end-of-season activities for the Northern Blues that some Carlton supporters in the Casey area might be tuning into that might want to get a part of? I know Casey have a golf day coming up and their best and fairest night, but anything for the Northern Blues? And I guess you could check out the Northern Blues website. I know you're very big on the social media as well with Twitter, and Matthew, who's been a great supporter of us this week, and every time we've called on him, you're doing some great work on the social media as well. Yeah,
well, Matthew Lodge does a great job for us.
He does.
With the media, and we've got our golf day coming up. It's the Friday before VFL Grand Final weekend. I think it's Friday the 18th of September. We have our golf day at Heidelberg Golf Club, and all the details are on our website. Our best and fairest, of course, all the details are there. So there's plenty of things happening. We've also got some other functions. We've got we have 4 business network breakfasts a year, and we've got our third one next Friday morning, the 8th of August, at Bell City at Ridges in Preston.
Nice.
And our 2 guest speakers that day are the recently retired champ Heath Scotland and well-known Herald Sun chief football writer retired Jeffrey Poulter.
Oh.
So we have 2 guests, and we have those every 6 to 8 weeks, and they're wonderful events on a Friday. So if anybody would like to book in or is interested in attending any of those functions, certainly look up our website, give the club a call on 94702224, and we'll be only too happy to look after them.
Gary, thank you so much for joining us here on the Saturday Morning Barrel. I really appreciate it. We'll be out there broadcasting the game again this afternoon. We have a big soft spot for the Northern Bull Ants or Blues, but no, thanks for joining us here on Casey Radio 97.7 FM.
No worries, boys. A pleasure, and we'll see you later on this afternoon.